Hi, my name is Andrew Coleman, and I want to speak on a topic with you all today. There's a topic I want to speak about, and the name of the topic is, how does a victim feel when he or she has been made fun of or bullied? And that's one topic that really speaks out to me, because I can honestly say, yes, I have been bullied. Me, Andrew Coleman, has been bullied before. I've been bullied. I think it started around middle school, 6th grade. I noticed that I was out for 5th grade. 5th grade, I was not at Sunnyside. I was at Sunnyside every year except for 5th and 8th grade. And I tell you why. In 5th grade, my grandfather was very ill. Very ill. So my grandmother was trying to take care of both of us. So I moved with my dad in Ohio for a year and a half until Nana either got Granddad together, but eventually Granddad had died. And I don't know what happened during that year. I think the kids from Morningside School, that's around the time Morningside School had closed, and they had moved up to Sunnyside and united with Sunnyside. Because I remember when I was little, Sunnyside used to be a peaceful school. You would really, you would actually want to go to Sunnyside and learn something. You really did want to go to Sunnyside and learn something. And it was just a part of, an everyday thing. You'd say, oh, I'm excited to learn. But during middle school, I can honestly say that it was a hard time because the kids were bullying me. And I can tell you what was going on. They talked about what things I wore. I didn't have the new Jordans or the new Air Forces or whatever. And that's one thing they picked on me about, because I had Reeboks on, shoes, and they talked about my clothes. They many of them had picked fights with me, trying to fight me and things like that. And one thing I can honestly say is I'm thankful. I'm thankful for my vice principal during that time. Without her, I don't know where I would have been during that time, because my vice principal, she did things different than our principal did. Our vice principal, if there was a situation between me and somebody else, she would talk to us both about it separately. We won't be in the same room together. She'll either call me first or the other person first, talk it over, and it was kind of resolved a little bit for a little while. And after talking to my vice principal about the different problems I had, she was always there for me, and unlike my principal, she would just go and believe the other person's side of the story and not my side of the story. She wouldn't even listen to my side of the story. She'll go and I would be the one getting in trouble, not the other person. And that was a difficult part. I couldn't even talk in Miss Dady's, to her sometimes, because she would just take the other person's side of the story. Wouldn't even listen to anything I had to say about it. And it hurts being bullied. It really does hurt. I've hurt before, it's a difficult process. And I can honestly say another thing that they didn't like about me, the bulliers, and that's pretty much the whole middle school basically. They didn't like the way if I was with Miss Stewart for a little bit, working with her on a group called Caring Habits, and I would get in front of the classroom and present something, and I had paper balls thrown at me, and it was just, everything was just so, it was wrong. And one thing I also can be thankful for was my math teacher, Mr. J. Brodigan, because he had to be the best math teacher for me, because anytime the kids would do something like that to me while I'm presenting something, he would tell them, why don't you go up there? If you think you can do a better job saying you talking during this presentation, you go up there and do a better job. They go up there and they don't know what to do. They stand there like deers in headlights. But it's hard, and I had to cry sometimes about it, because it was really difficult for me. One thing I honestly say, I want to talk about how you can overcome this. If you're in this situation, and I was in this situation, I'm kind of still am, but it's not as strong in high school. But if you're in this situation, here, you can overcome it. Number one, try to get involved. That is the most important thing, is to get involved into any type of program that fits your talent. If you're talented in being something like a sports player, you be a sports player. I personally cannot play sports at all. I suck at sports, I can honestly say. But get involved in whatever you do best. I do best with piano, singing, writing, making these films as you're seeing right now, and all that kind of stuff. This stuff I'm good at. And that's one thing. Because if you get involved in things like that, you will know that, you won't even have to worry about it, the situation. I know you're still going to hurt. You're going to still hurt. I was hurting even when I had all this stuff going for me. I was still hurting. But you always got to know, is it worth it? Is this little part of the pie? I always put everything in a pie. Because, everybody loves pie. So let's say this is the pie, right? Alright, school and the bullies were about this much of the pie. Alright? Now, the whole rest is all the good things about me, or the whole rest of the pie. So, school, I always thought about school and the bullies were this little. Like, that's not going to bother me because I have all this stuff going for me. And you got to think, and also think highly of yourself. I know there's some people that talk down to you like you're crazy. People talk down to me, but realize that you're better than that. You're better than those people that want to tear you down, because they're just small. What they try to do is they try to say things like that, knowing that you're doing good, to bring you down to their level. And it happens at every part. Like if you got all A's, they'll do something to you, probably distract you during class, so much that your grade will lower, so that they don't feel bad. And that's one thing too. Get involved in, it's still gonna hurt, but you're gonna get over it. As I did. I'm getting over it. And another thing you gotta do, you have to ignore people. It was the hardest thing. It still is the hardest thing for me, is to ignore somebody. When somebody talk to you out there, call you names or something, ignore them. Act like they don't exist. Act like they don't exist. Like, if somebody says, just act like you don't even understand what they're saying. Act like if it's like Charlie Brown's teacher, act like they're Charlie Brown's teacher. That's one thing you could do with them. They don't exist, and you're, and another thing you do, if you get bullied, make sure, see, this is a big part. And now where this thing comes in of the word, and I want to use it too. Snitching. I don't care what it is. If you're going through something, or you see somebody going through something, snitch. I don't care. I don't care what they say. I don't care if somebody says, oh, you should be a snitch. You snitch. I have to use that term to people. The people don't, understand, other terms. Being a snitch, somebody says, make sure you let an adult know about what is going on in your life. Or if somebody's picking on you, make sure you let somebody know about it. Because if you hold that stuff in, it's going to contract so much in there that you're going to go crazy. It's happened to me. I've gone crazy because I held things in. I've gone off on people, and sometimes I know it's hard. Sometimes you just have to get it all out. You have to go off on the person who is saying whatever. But make sure you tell somebody. Make sure you talk about it. Because, as my aunt says, my great aunt Nessa, she said she can't get anything with a closed mouth. If you're going through something and you want somebody to do it, many times people do this, and I don't know, you may be guilty of it. I was certainly guilty of it. Is they'll go and sit up there say, you know, I'm going through something. Well, did you tell somebody? No, I didn't tell anybody. I don't want to be a snitch or something. But they're not doing anything about it. They're just sitting on their lazy tail. They see this and no, you got to open up your mouth and you got to talk about it. And if you can't really talk it with words, write a letter. Do something so you have communication with somebody telling them something is going on. Alright? And, you know, different bullying situations are different. Bullying is it's different. You know, it's not just somebody just going down the hallway, see you, beat you up for your lunch money. That's one little term of bullying, but that is not bullying put together. Bullying can be racism jokes or something. You know, bullying can be all kind of different things that make you uncomfortable. That is bullying. Feeling uncomfortable when you're feeling. When I'm not talking about sitting on a hard chair saying, "Oh, I'm uncomfortable. I'm being bullied." No, I'm talking about if somebody's making you feel uncomfortable. It can go any kind of way. Somebody's talking about you wrong. That makes you feel uncomfortable. And I know sometimes as I can honestly say, and this is a term that some of the kids use, they called me a lame. And you know, they say, "Oh, you lame, you lame, you lame, you lame." I was like, you know, and I say to them, I was like, "Yes, I'm a lame, and I know it." You don't let those words they say, you know. And sometimes I know it's hard when you don't fit in with people, but you gotta know you're better than that group of people. I know sometimes I felt like I wanted to fit in with a group of people. You know, just, you know, if they're talking about it, I tried to do anything to fit in a group. It didn't work. It's okay to be a lame. It's alright to be lame. It's, you know, it's okay. Because you have more going for you than they probably do. Yeah. Yeah, that's where I'm coming from with all this. And that's my word for the people that are being bullied. Now, I have a word for the people that are bullying on other people. And I'm not going to be sitting up there yelling at you guys at all either. I'm just going to talk to you all. Now, the people that, you know who you are. If you're watching this video, maybe on YouTube, it may be on Facebook. I don't care where it is. If Donald Duck is watching it, I don't care. But if you're bullying somebody, I have to say that my only question is, why do you do it? Why do you, just pick on somebody for no apparent reason? If they haven't done anything to you, you go and you start some mess with them, or you go beat somebody up just because they're, or black or white or, anything. I don't understand that. And do you realize how it hurts other people? Heck, you beat somebody up because you're just judging them by the cover of the book, and you can't always do that. You can't judge the book by the cover. That means you can't just judge people on how they look. And it's not always, if they're pretty ugly, it's what's inside that counts. Inside. Their actual self inside. As people say inside, no, I'm not talking about any organs or anything. I'm talking about your inner self. It's your characteristic that matters with other people. It's not just because, oh, look at me, I'm black, and it's not that. Or oh, I'm ugly and I don't get any girls or anything. That's not. You don't judge people like that, and that's horrible. I feel that's horrible, and I think that's the worst thing ever. Alright, enough talking to you bulliers. Now I'm back to the ones that are being bullied. It's gonna take a long time for you to overcome the bullying, being bullied. It's gonna take a long time. Heck, it's been taking me to see here. How long has it been taking me? Been taking me to see here. About 5 years. Probably even less than that. 4 years to get over bullying. 4 years to get over, and it's gonna be hard, but you gotta stick in there. The ones that are being bullied, you have to stay in there. When you stay in there, don't just give up. And sometimes I know people, I've seen people, they've been bullied at this school, moved to another school, the same problem happened there, and they moved to another school. It doesn't matter what school you move to, or whatever you move to, you still want to have the same problem, no matter what. So you better just sit there and try to accept it as best you can. And I know it can be hard, because I was there. I was there to experience all this stuff, But stay in there. If you stay in there long enough, because it's just like a roller coaster. Let's see here. If any of you guys are in Pittsburgh, all my Pittsburgh friends, and you guys know Kennywood. You get on the racer, right? Racer, you start off right here. You going a little bit, right? You see that you're going just a little bit, right? And then you probably, I don't know how it really goes, but then you go all the way down, right? You go all the way down, right? And that, everything's alright, when you're going down, But when you start going down, that's your low moment. Alright? That's when your partner, it starts off like this. You're okay, alright? Then you get down a little low, you're okay, some people are talking about me, alright? But when it gets down like that, when people are really bullying on you, don't give up. If the roller coaster gave up, you would have stayed right there for a long time. If they would have just stopped the roller coaster as soon as you went down, right there at the bottom there, that would have been horrible. But you're going to get through it slowly but surely. Just like when the roller coaster comes up. It doesn't just get up like that and just shoot up. It takes its time. It click, 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 click. Yeah, it's trying its best to get through it. And when you're in your low moment, don't give up. Because you'll see the finish line at the end. Alright, then I think you guys have had your words. You want any you want to write any comments, send me a message, anything that you're feeling. It could be the bulliers or the people that are being bullied or whoever's witnessing it. And one more thing before I go. And this is the message for the people that are witnessing bullying. I'm telling you, just like I told the ones that are being bullied, and you're witnessing the bullying, the ones that are witnessing it and not being bullied. If you see somebody, you're gonna actually feel bad if you see somebody getting beat up, knowing that they can't defend for themselves or anything. I'm not asking you to jump in the fight. All I'm asking you to do is go be a snitch. That means go tell. I don't care who you tell. You could just go tell somebody. I've been seeing this person being bullied every day. And it just hurts me to my heart, or something like that. You go and you talk about it to somebody else to see if that situation gets solved. And then if that situation gets solved, that person that's being bullied could say, thank you. I thank you so much because it was hard for me to go and talk to somebody. And I thank you for that. And you got, your friends, they will thank you one day. And the good things will happen to you. I'm serious. If you do something good for somebody else, it's going to return it. But if you do something bad to somebody else, it's going to come right back to you, knock you in the head. Alright, as I say again, any comments, messages, anything you want to talk to me about. I don't care what it is. I don't care what you want to say. Send it, send it in on either on Facebook or on toleranceToolkit.com here, or WordPress.com, okay, .wordpress.com. Or, write any comments. Send me a message. And I want to give you guys my email address. So you can probably email me if you have anything you want to talk about. Make sure that your subject is it says something about bullying, so I know not to delete it, alright? I'm going to give you my email. My email is andrewcoleman727@yahoo.com. And it's going to be at the bottom of your screen. So you see it down there wherever it is. Alright, andrewcoleman727@yahoo.com. Those of you guys are looking at this at Tolerance Toolkit.wordpress.com, and you want to find my YouTube account or name is REDXY727, Redsky727. You'll see it at the bottom of your screen there. And those of you guys on YouTube Then when I find toleranceToolkit.wordpress.com, that's what you have to type in, www.toleranceToolkit.wordpress.com. You can go there, hear what other kids have to say that are a part of the group, or other kids you don't even know. You know, and we can have this great big discussion, and I may bring this into Miss Christian or Miss Amy and all of them at Tolerance Toolkit about what we could do to, you know, help this, because bullying is it's a bad thing. We're trying to stop all of this conflict and stuff. You know, not always gonna work, but it will work out. Thank you for your time and have a great day.